Hey YouTube, it's Mrlubufu, and I am here with some M13 practice sealed events. So this is just a little bit of code that goes and takes the cards from M13 and splits them up with 6 rares and or mythics, some uncommons and commons, and some lands. So this is to help practice for those of you who are doing the M13 release events that are coming up this weekend. So let's go ahead and do an example. I'm just going to go ahead and open some boosters. Now the reason I have it in this format right now is because you always want to first start sorting by your rares. Most of the time your rares are your bombiest cards or your swingiest cards, so they could be the most powerful. So you want to be able to know what colors those are in order to, you know, have an inkling where which colors you want to go into. So first thing I see is we have a Staff of Nin, which will probably make the deck anytime I can't drag any of the cards around, so you're going to have to forgive me for that. So Staff of Nin seems like a solid card in sealed since it's slower than draft. It seems like a very powerful card and can certainly start tilting the game in your favor in the long run. Thragtusk is also quite powerful. It's a 5/3, gains you 5 life, puts a 3/3. The Phoenix is okay, it's a 4/2 flyer. The Spectre's also not that bad. Disciple of Bolus is also pretty good, and Clone is okay. So since we have nothing that's too insane, I mean, with Thragtusk, Disciple, and Simian Spectre kind of makes me want to go green-black. But since we really don't have that much else, we can look into other colors, specifically the uncommons, and see if there's any very powerful cards there. So for example, I already see that there's a Sleep, which is a bomb within itself, but I also see that we have 3 Sarah Angels and an Oblivion Ring in white, which makes me, you know, kind of pull towards white, not just because I like Sarah Angels personally, but because Sarah Angels is a pretty decent card. Notice the randomizer's a little off, because 3 Sarah Angels is very unlikely. We also have a Harbor Bandit if we're black-blue. Acidic Slime's okay in green. Elixir of Immortality will make the deck either way. So basically we're getting pulled in 3 different directions. Black for a couple of big rares. We could splash green for Thragtusk. And then white gives us more balanced cards. So let's look through some of the commons. Sunstriker is okay. So again, another card to help support with white. Same with Attended Knight and Aven Squire. Single Battlefight Eagle's not bad. Triple Divine Favor is a little awkward. I mean, it's good when you have a flyer to stick it on, but not as good as Demonic Favor. Guardian lines are not that good. Show of Valor is, and Silvercoat line a couple of them. So it seems like we have a decent amount of white to fill it up. But let's see if we have any other colors that are good. Blue does not look to be terribly powerful. I mean, Double Downpour and Encrust seem pretty good, but other than that, there's nothing too great. If we look here in black, we have a Servant of Nephrox, which is fine. A Liliana's Shade is okay. Essence Drain's good. So it looks like there's plenty of Exalted in black, which is not a bad thing if you have a big beater in the air. Now normally black-white is a pretty sketchy color combination. It's not ideal because of how heavy some of the mana requirements are. But if you look at our white, apart from our Ajani Sunstriker, we don't have anything in white that requires double cost until we hit 5 mana for the Sarah Angels. Black, it's a little bit sketchier because we have Simian Spectre. If we're playing any Duty Bound Dead, we really want to hit the black on turn 1. And Liliana's Shade as well, so I'm not sure. This is a very tough pool. If we look in green, we have Double Timber Pack Wolf, which is not bad, and a Centaur Courser, but nothing really else. So this is a very difficult pool, which is probably among the better ones to talk about then. If I could drag the cards around, I would start looking. One of the things you should do is you should check out your converted mana costs, see if you have a nice curve. For those who don't know what a curve is, it means that you have, you know, low amounts of 1s and 6s, and as you get closer and closer towards 3 and 4 drops, you have more and more of them. So it's more likely that on turn 3 you are able to play a spell, and not just play like a 1 mana spell, right? You play something that gets increasingly more powerful. So generally being able to, quote, curve out or cast a 2 mana cost spell, a 3 mana cost spell, and a 4 mana cost spell, that's very, very powerful. Less so in sealed than it is in draft, because sealed is a much slower format. Everyone's playing all of their removal, which is something to keep in mind when you build removals. Very, very powerful. I think the build I would go here would, even though the mana is a little bit sketchy, I'd probably do a white-black, and I would splash green for Thragtusk, and probably nothing else. I don't think anything else is worth splashing. It makes the mana worse. Odds are I'd play this Phyrexian Hulk, even though I wouldn't want to, and Elixir of Immortality, which I would want to play. Clock of Omens is, you know, interesting. It doesn't. We don't have nearly enough artifacts to abuse it with Staff of Nin, since we don't have any commons or anything like that. So I'd probably go in that direction for starters and see what would happen from there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more in this video, so see if I can do a couple. It'll be a little bit of a longer video, but you can break it up and watch for yourselves in different parts. So here, oh wow, really bad. This is great for video and being able to describe what's going on, because I mean, if you open up the giant 7/7 worm that makes your life total 7 and all that, or Chandra or Jace, or the white mythic angel, and any like big mythic, it's really easy. It's like, okay, that's one of the colors I want to go, and even if your other cards are a little bit weaker, you compensate for that by having this giant card. Here, what we have is no good rares. Maybe Phylactery Lich, and maybe Hellion Crucible. So basically, this would be a really bad pool for starters, because you don't have any bombs, so if someone casts it against you. So you really want to focus on removal now. So let's see. In white we have uncommons. Benediction's okay. Knight of Glory's fine. Here we have a couple courtly provocateurs and a switcheroo. Black, you have Vampire Nighthawk, which is something very much worth considering, because Nighthawk's very good. A couple of Crimson Mud, waiters, whackers, things, and not much else. And then green gives us a Garruk Garrick, I know I pronounced it differently, and a Rancor. Tormod Script's not playable in Limited. Especially in this format, there's not much graveyard shenanigans going on. So it looks like black has the best uncommon. Maybe black-red or black-blue is where I'm leaning towards right now. Maybe I would play Tormod Script for Phylactery Lich. That would be going real deep. Sarcasm there. So let's see. Let's look at commons. Well, white has Pacifism, which I might want to splash for, because Pacifism is very good. I see a lot of blue commons to take a look. So Archaeomancer is not that good. Once you have good commons and uncommons. Essence Scatter, maybe it would be okay to have one in your deck, but not much more. Fairy Invaders is fine. Not much else after that, though. We do have double Mind Sculpt, but it's not good enough to get there. And double Vildalkin and Trancer. Do you want to go deep on the mill plan? It does work with Spell Twine. Well, let's keep looking through. Like with this pool, I kind of want to look at. Okay, so we have an Evolving Wilds. We don't have any more artifacts. So probably the Phylactery Lich is out. So let's take a look at green, since green had also decent commons or uncommons. So we have a Yeva's Force Mage, which is okay. Sentinel Spider is quite good. Hunt Beast is quite good. Hunt Beast. Farseek's okay. So it looks like our green, barring, you know, the Bond Beetles, it has some playable cards. I want to look at black. Double Sign and Blood, triple Servant of Nephrox, wow, and Murder. Yeah, okay, so it looks like I would want to go either black-green or black-blue is where I'm leaning towards right now. Here again, I would look at the curve and see what sort of things. Triple Servant of Nephrox is something very much worth considering. It's better when you have flyers. Blue doesn't have many of those, and green. Well, green has us with Rancor and a couple of bigger guys in Hunt Beast and Sentinel Spider. Thing is, right, in order to trigger a Garruk's Pack Leader, you have to have creatures with power 3 or greater. Okay, good. So Servant all triggers that. So probably it depends if we have enough cards to support it. It's one of the things with this thing is you don't have the ability to see the mana cost, but that's fine. It's still, you know, the best draft simulator out there. This is very interesting. I would definitely play black. Right now that's neutral. Triple Servant of Nephrox and a Murder and a Vampire Nighthawk is enough to put me there. The question is, what do I go with it? I'm going to look at red, because double Crimson Mudwaiter, with all of this Exalted stuff, may be alright. Let's see, we've got a couple of Reckless Brutes, which are not good. Krenko's Command, Mogflunky's undoes the Exalted. Yeah, so it looks like our red is not good enough. So, I think maybe I want to go definitely black. Probably black-blue. This Harbor Bandit does so much work with Exalted, and I would use this Evolving Wilds to splash a green source for probably Rancor. Rancor is just so powerful, and I think with all of that Exalted that's already there, it'd be the way to go. The question is, how deep would I go on the mill plan? And that is something to talk about. I don't think I would want to do it. I mean, we have mill 14 and then 2 entrancers, which mill what, 2 a turn? Yeah, 2 a turn, which is not nearly good enough. Yes, Archaeomancer can fetch us back when we mill 21, but basically when you want to, I don't think mill is a viable archetype in M13 is what I'm trying to say. So, a couple of difficult pools. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.